Okay. Okay. Hi everybody. I'm so sorry for my lack of posting, but I've been having some technical difficulties. The whatchamacallit, the adapter piece that connects into my phone, which is what I normally record my videos on, has broken. So I need to order a new piece for that. But I have the adapter piece, so it can hook into my iPad because it's USB-C. Because the regular, for this microphone, the outlet is a USB, but then it has, the converters or whatever to change it to the USB-C, so it plugs into my iPad, and then it has the regular iPhone one, but of course the iPhone one broke. So yeah, so we're gonna test and see how the video quality turns out on my iPad. So we're hoping and praying. Tell me why it is literally like 4:30 in the morning, and I just heard a car drove by. Hold on a second. I found it. The other remote. I lost it. No, literally 4:40. Be more for real. But yeah. So it's 4:43, and I can't sleep because I have insomnia. So I thought, since it's since it's late at night, why not tell spooky ghost stories? So I have this book here. It's called Ghostly Stories. See, I don't have the whole collection of this series of books, but there's a bunch of these little short stories. I found one of the books when I was in Paris in this bookstore that my friend wanted to go to, and I was like, okay, it's like €3, why not? So I got one, and then I ordered a bunch of the other ones because I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Because I'm like, I need something to do on the airplanes. There's if you ever fly with Ryanair, bring a portable charger because there's no outlets on the flight, on the airplane. So if you want to charge your phone, you can't. So yeah, I need something to do on the planes because I don't know. I had a portable charger, but I don't know what happened to it. So I didn't want to use my phone on the flight, and there were such short flights, and it's during the daytime, so I'm I can't sleep. So what am I supposed to do? But yeah, I just got a bunch of these books. So yeah. Yeah, you can see here on the inside of this page, there's a bunch of other books. These are the authors on the one side and the book titles on the other side. But Faber stories. So the one that I got when I was in Paris is called what the heck is it called? Something about someone's daughter. I feel I don't really. What's it called? Terrific Mother. I have that one. Okay, let me go down the list and name the ones I have, and I'll eventually see the one that I bought first. Oh, The Forester's Daughter. There it is. That's the first one I bought. The Forester's Daughter. I think I might have read a snippet of it when I was making another video. It's something about him loving his family, but not loving his children or something. I don't know. It was an interesting book. I don't really remember Loki because I read it so fast, but I could read it again. It's a short read, so you gotta short you need something to read it slow, like really digest it, because like look, you could be done this book in like a couple of like minutes if you really just like focus on it. But you know, read it slow, really digest it, think about it. I don't know, write some mental notes or whatever. You could do like an hour in this, an hour and a half. Maybe if you're like actually writing, you could push it to 2. I don't know. I don't tend to like to take annotations. I do have like I do take annotations, but I don't tend to do them unless I'm actively like, oh, like you should make an annotation. Like I don't like just like I don't know. I feel like I just read and I read unless it's like juicy gossip, and then I'll be like, oh, you know, you read Wattpad at a young age, and you see how unfazed your reactions are. I'm reading things, I'm just like what? Like, oh. Like, y'all ever heard the book 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪? Anyway, let me get started with this ghost story, because I've been saying I was gonna read it for the past like 6 minutes now, so let's get into it. Faber Stories, a landmark series of gem-like volumes, presents masters of short stories from the work in a range of genres and styles. Short stories form at work. Yeah, short story form at work in a range of genres. Maybe this isn't such a good idea. I should not be reading. I'm so tired. I can't see straight. That's a lot. I just can't read. But I am tired. From precious rediscoveries to gender playful fictions. Interesting sound. Okay, wait. Ooh, that's interesting. That makes so much sense if you look at the cover of the book. Ready? I know we're gonna read the book, just give me a minute. If you look closely. There's hands. 5 fingers. All around the like a gigantic spiral. And then it has a telephone. And then if you look, there's an eye in the center. And you can see that there's a girl's face going all around in the middle. And then like the eye, it's still staring at you. It's still centered. That's interesting. This microphone about to fall over. Like just stand up. No one ever did anything to you. Just stand up. Stand up. Weak in the knees. She's weak in the knees. I'm turning it around. I feel like, yeah, that's better. I'm more sensitive on this side. Be sure you don't answer the door to anyone you don't know. A little Patricia Highsmith, a touch of Shirley Jackson, the long neglected Celia wrote short, sharp stories that threw women's lives into shiver-inducing relief. In each of these twisted tales, a mother and daughter meet again, and an ordinary house becomes the setting for a return of the repressed. Ghostly stories. The return of the repressed. So, the woman, Celia, who wrote this, was born in 1914. She was born in Kent. Her first published novel of suspense was The Hours Before Dawn in 1958, which went on to win the Mystery Writers of America's Edgar Award for Best Novel in 1960. And over the next 30 years, she published a further 18 titles. Geez, girl's busy writing. Be lucky if I can write 18 words over the next freaking 35 years, like. Okay, so page 1. The Hated House. Now that she had it to herself, Lorianne felt like she could almost enjoy hating her home so much. She flung her school coat and beret onto the sofa, dumped her satchel down in the middle of the floor, and watched with satisfaction as the books and papers spilled out over her mother's spotless, well-vacuumed carpet. It mess it up like that without risking a reprimand. She gazed around the neat, fire-lit room with contempt. Hideous ornaments, houseplants, bric-a-brac of all kind, and on either side of the fire those two neat, well-upholstered armchairs were drawn up, for all the world as if a happy married couple habitually sat in them. A content couple, smiling at each other across the hearth, not a couple like 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪's parents, wrangling, bickering, squabbling, the long evenings filled with temper or with tears, with spread-eagled violence. Lorraine flung herself into the nearest of the two chairs, sending it skidding and scratching under her weight across the polished wooden surface. She flung herself across the wooden floors and scraped the chair on the polished wooden floors. My mom would have my head if I did that. That was better. Lorraine spread out the length of Lorraine. Oh my god, sorry. Lorraine spread out the length of her legs untidily in the luxurious abandonment of solitude, real, reliable, long-term solitude. A whole glorious evening of it, and a whole night to follow. Such a fuss there had been about this simple business of leaving her alone in the house for a night, just as if she had been a baby instead of a young woman of nearly 16. A young woman of nearly 16. My gosh, she got them years on her, might I say. You know, when you're 16 and you feel like you'll never get any older, and then you turn 17, and then you think you won't get any older, and then it just keeps happening. Yeah. Anyway, so be sure you bolt all the doors, her mother had said, not once, but 50 times. Be sure you put the guard in front of the fire before you go to bed. Be sure you turn off the oven. Make sure you turn off the oven. Be sure you don't answer the door to anyone you don't know. And remember, you can always go in the Holdens if you feel in the least bit nervous. Go to the Holdens indeed. Lorraine would have died, yes. She would willingly have lain right here on the carpet with her throat cut before she would run for help to the dreary Holden woman, both boring and sly, chatter over the wall to Mummy about the problems of teenage daughters. Ugh, literally, exclamation point. But this was life. Lorraine slid yet deeper and more luxuriously into the cushioned depths of the chair. Tea when she liked, supper when she liked, homework when she liked. I mean, enjoy it, girl. You know, you're only one young one. Music when she liked. Wow, really? Wow. She's really living large. Lorraine's eyes turned with lazy anticipation towards the pile of pop records stacked under the record player. The fuss there usually was over those records, with Mummy twiddling in and out, trying to stop Daddy being annoyed by them. Can't you turn it lower, dear? Can't you play them in the afternoon when Daddy's not here? You know how it annoys him. What Mummy didn't realize was that actually it was quite fun to annoy Daddy. honestly, adults gross him. That's why I hate the smell of polish, thought Loran, deliberately jolting the chair on its rusty cat doors back and forth across the polished board. Oh my god. Casters, I don't say cat doors, casters, making deep dents and scratches in the wood. Loran, please. It's measly polish that Mummy puts on everything. It's dishonest polish, trying to make this look like happy when it isn't. It's because she's too cowardly, too much of a doormat to stand up to Daddy's terror. Tempers. So she tidies her own house instead. I bet she tidied the kitchen even better than usual today, just because she's nervous about leaving me home alone. What the heck is that? I swear I'm getting more noise and more sound feedback at 4:30 a.m. than I would at like freaking, I don't know, like, this is ridiculous. People are crazy. Go to sleep. Where was I? I bet you did the kitchen better than usual. Okay. Because she's nervous about leaving me alone. She thinks tidiness is a substitute for everything. Stirring by a flicker of resentful curiosity and also by a mounting interest in the thoughts of tea, Loran dragged herself from her luxurious supposition and went to the kitchen to investigate. Yes, it was immaculate, every surface scrubbed and shining, a delicious little dish of cold chicken and salad all ready for Lorraine's supper, and for her tea, just look, a big, expensive, once-in-a-lifetime meringue, ooh, bursting with cream, a treat. I'm sorry, that was a really loud inhale. There we go. Another of Mummy's pathetic attempts to provide Lorraine with at least the shell of a happy home. Irritation fought in Lorraine with eager appetite. Does she think I'm a baby or something, who needs to be consoled for its Mummy being away? I love Mummy being away. I love it. I love it. And with each love, her teeth sink deeper into the rare, luscious thing. The cream squirted with, I don't even know that word. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even know that word. I'm sorry, that was really loud. Across her cheek. And she didn't even have time to wipe them because she was alone. The nearest thing to paradise. Outside the spring was fading. The sob and thrum of Lorraine's favorite records mingled first with a pink sunset light in the pale room, and then with a pearly, silvery grayness against the firelight, glowed even more orange and alive. And at last, curtains drawn, lamps, shades switched on, coal piled recklessly into a roaring blaze. It was night, and still the record player on, over and over again. You know, like, I don't know, music, which her parents hated so. It was nearly 9 o'clock when the telephone began to ring. It began just as Lorraine had settled herself cozily by the fire with her tray of chicken salad and new rolls and a huge mug of boiling hot sweet black coffee, whose deliciousness was enchanted by the fact that Mummy would have said, "Don't have it black, dear, not at this time of night, it'll keep you awake." Damn, she thought, setting down her mug just in the middle of the first glorious sip. Damn, and then, why don't I just not answer it? Why don't I ignore it? I bet it'll just be Mommy fussing about something. Yes, driving along those mountainous miles of motorway, she'll have been thinking up some new thing to fuss about. Have I latched the kitchen window? Have I brought the milk in off the step? Will I be sure and shut the spare room window if it rains? Fuss, fuss, fuss. An extensive, long-distance fuss from a roadside call box I won't answer. Why would I? I'll just let it ring. Serves her right. Teach her a lesson. Show her I'm not a baby. Defiantly, Lorraine raised the mug to her lips once more, and calmly, leisurely, she resumed her sipping. But how the telephone kept on, it was irritating. It was spoiling the solitary, delightful meal which she had planned to savor to the full. She'd laid down her knife and fork restlessly. Weren't they ever going to ring off? How long do people go on ringing before they finally give up? And just then, at last, with a despairing little hiccup, the telephone ceased ringing. Silence swung back into the room and flooded the rain. Oh my God, the day I learned to read will be a good day for all of us. And flooded Lorraine with I can't read, I can't speak, I'm sorry. She picked up her knife and fork once more and prepared to someone give me some help, please. I can't. Okay. She prepared to recapture her interrupted bliss. Having a meal alone by the fire like this, alone, exclamation point, joy of it, no table manners, no conversation, just peace, delicious peace. But somehow it had all been spoiled. The slow, savory mouthfuls tasted almost nothing now. The new favorite magazine propped against the coffee pot could not hold her attention. And I think I'm gonna read through this page and then I'm gonna stop because I don't think it's like right for me to read the whole book here. So she was conscious of an old testiness, awaiting, listening unease in every nerve. She finished the meal without enjoyment, and as she carried the tray out the kitchen, the telephone began again. The shock was somehow extraordinary, almost dropping the tray on the kitchen table. Lorraine turned and ran headlong back into the sitting room, slamming the door behind her as if that would somehow protect her from the impetuous, nagging summons. All her sense of guilt and unease at not having answered before seemed to make it doubly impossible to answer now, and the longer she let it ring, the more impossible it became. Why should anybody ring so long and so persistently? If it was Mummy, then surely she would have assumed by now that Lorraine had gone to the Holdens. Who else could it have? Who else could it be who was ringing and ringing and ringing like this? Surely no one going on ringing a number forever. Oh, please God, make it stop. And at last, of course, it did stop. so tightly listening. It was almost as if she knew, deep in her knotted stomach, just what was going to happen next. Sorry. Oh my god, I need to take my allergy medicine. It is so bad. But yeah, I'm not gonna read the rest of the book because, like, literally, like, if I read the rest of the book, that's it. That's the whole book. So, if you guys want to check it out, again, here's what it looks like. It's a nice book. It's a really short read. Like, I'm telling you, very sweet, very straight to the point, and it's a good story.